Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stefan and welcome to another episode of GameChanger. Now today we have three topics, one gaming related and two YouTube related. So you might enjoy this, and we're gonna start off with Titanfall 2. As I said in the past some episode, I said that we're gonna be doing a lot more games that were revealed on E3 and things that were talked about there. And so we're going to start off with that, which, as I said, Titanfall 2. Now, the visual, effects and everything, visually the game is pretty much the same. There's some improvements with, for example, lighting and animation, but, overall, it's pretty much the same. And I totally understand why they did that, because, Titanfall 1, the first game, was pretty much a great game. The combat system and everything was on point. And it was a great game, but the one problem they had, the one thing that they lacked was keeping the player kind of involved, kind of staying for the game. They didn't know what to come back for because it lacked some game modes. There wasn't really a lot of customization or unlocks and things like that. So there were basically they were kind of try to get those things and still keep the game the same, and that way they'll have the perfect game. So that's what they tried to do, and they added a few things. For example, the grappling hook, which absolutely looked amazing. I love the fact that they did that because it kind of helps with the movement. And why do I say that? Well, for example, they still have the wall run and the jetpack. You can boost your jumps. That's pretty much the same. And I don't want to say it was like kind of limited, but still kind of the grappling hook improves a lot the movement, kind of breaks any limits. That way you could go wherever you want. It kind of helps you get out of different situations where you're probably struggling. You can just pull yourself out of the problem. Or for example, one thing that I really liked about the grappling hook, you can actually attach it to enemies and just pull them closer, or pull yourself closer to them and just kill them, which absolutely looks amazing. You can see that by the end of the trailer that was released. Talking about movement and features, there's as well one new feature, which is sliding. Now it looks pretty amazing in the trailers. There was a moment where you slide underneath the Titan and you get in the Titan itself. That looks pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. And there were a lot of sliding moments where you were shooting and killing, and it just looks amazing. So they did right on the grappling hook and sliding. They as well added six they didn't add, but there is 6 pilots now and 6 Titans, which gives you a lot of choices to help find the style you want to play to suit your style of gameplay and everything, which is pretty nice. A lot more choices is a lot more better for players, because that way if they get bored of one, they can change to another. And that as well helps with the game modes. There are new game modes. We do not know yet what they are, but they're gonna be probably some pretty cool ones. We're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. And as well, the game promises a lot of customization and unlocks. So all we could do again is wait and see what will happen. But I think they did a pretty good job with Titanfall 2. It looks amazing. And yeah, the summer there will be a beta, so people will be able to play that to see how it goes, and maybe some updates then. As well, another great thing, the Titanfall 2 actually has a single player campaign. Titanfall 1 didn't have really any story. There was story, but it was kind of a mixture with multiplayer and cutscenes. So it didn't really give out that great story feel as in Titanfall 2. There is a whole segment, a whole single player campaign, which I'm gonna be honest, it looks pretty amazing. It's about the connection between the pilots and the Titans, which is pretty cool. We're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess, for that. So moving on to topic number 2, we're gonna be talking about Pewdiepie getting kicked out of his apartment. Yes, now this was a pretty big deal because I don't know, I'm not gonna take sides on this because of the fact that the landlord heard some noises, and he was like, all right, he was calling names, and he was pretty aggressive towards them. And I don't know if it was right what he did. I mean, the landlord, because he kicked them out without giving them a warning. And as Pewdiepie said, if they have gotten any warnings, he would have stopped recording in the rooms that were not soundproof, because he had one room, his studio, that was soundproof, and he could scream and do whatever he wants in there. Nobody would hear. But the space was kind of limited, so they would record in other rooms as well. And basically, that's when, they did some videos. The landlord didn't like it. Some other neighbors apparently were also kind of against that. And they got them kicked out without giving them a warning. Pewdiepie said, it's not that big of a deal. We have the resource. We can move easily. That's not a problem. But if it was somebody else, they could have maybe... because of that, maybe they would have been homeless. Who knows? So, he's going to be moving out. The funny thing was, they got kicked out. They got a paper, letting them know that they're getting kicked out, so they'd have to move. But, the funny thing is that after a few days, they actually got the warning about the noises, which was pretty incredible. They first get kicked out and then get a warning, but, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. He already found a apartment. He already moved in. So that's all good. He's all set. And he's good to go. Get that 50 million subscribers, I guess. Okay. Topic number 3 is FouseyTube. Now, you probably already heard about this story. It's a pretty big story about how FouseyTube's friend got his camera stolen at the airport, which is pretty incredible. At the airport, somebody doing such a thing. And they found out who he was. They chased him down and they got him, and they were like, dude, could you give us our camera back? And we know it's you're the one who stole it. And the guy was pretty much saying like, no, it's not me. I don't have your camera. For like 5 minutes or so. I don't really know what happened, how long it was. But for a pretty good time, he was trying to get them kind of mixed up, like saying, oh, no, I don't have it. Why would I have it? I have a $2,000 bag. Why would I steal your camera? And then, FouseyTube apparently replied with, all right, I get your bag is expensive. Then open it up and show us you don't have your camera. And apparently it was there. The guy got arrested for this, which is pretty incredible for doing such a thing at an airport, which is pretty risky. And but that's not the funny part. Apparently the guy who stole is a CEO with a net worth of millions. Some guy that is probably a millionaire stole a camera for some reason. We don't know why, really. And it's a pretty big deal. FouseyTube was really angry at him, but he was still doing a great job. He blurred his face in the video, except for one place when they were in the airplane, where you can see kind of clearly his face, but not enough to really tell who it is. And people thought it was the CEO of Loot Crate, and they were pretty much attacking him on Twitter, saying like, yo, why would you do that? And he replied saying like, I don't know what you mean. I haven't been at an airplane. I haven't been arrested. I haven't stolen any cameras. And actually FouseyTube replied there saying like, it's not him. Sorry for people attacking you and things like that. But actually it got such a big deal that actually TMZ joined in to get a little bit of the story. And apparently the guy who stole the camera lied a good amount at the story. He said like, actually what I was doing, I was trying to get the camera back to the lost and found and things like that, which you can see is a total lie from the videos. He was lying to the cops and everyone that we didn't get the camera, it's not true. And he was in the back and he's trying to say, oh, I was getting it to the lost and found, which is pretty funny, I guess. But what you can do. There's some weird people out there. I don't know what he was doing, like because he is the CEO, but I don't remember of what. I remember something of emojis. He created some emojis. That's all I know. So it's pretty weird, but we'll see what will happen there. And you know, I think that's gonna be all for today's episode of Game Changer. If you enjoyed, be sure to press that like button and subscribe to get notified when I upload new content. And as always, see you next time. I'm gonna be showing you another good method of getting gold. Now yes, I've done a few videos already on how you can make a great amount of gold, but today, actually, we're not gonna be doing something as we usually do. Usually, you'll have to go do something. For example, the wood chopping one, you'll have to walk around, chop wood, then go sell it. Today, all you need is time, but by time, I mean you'll need to wait. And what you'll need to wait for, well, basically, you'll be